I was trying to sneak up on the soldier.
Why are we getting Arc Jet Lightcraft? This is a card that no one played. Alright, I have my list already, alright. A reprint of Rose. Rose came out this year. I don't think anybody really wanted Rose to get a reprint. But, they bumped a lot of cards. I noticed that. I don't think anybody wanted a reprint of Rose, but, I mean, it's welcome. A reprint of Genie. I think Genie was already a pretty cheap card. Along with Kaku, the Supreme Shining Stag. This is a card that, like, would have seen meta relevancy if, Master Rule 5 just didn't exist. But Master Rule 5 exists, so the card is kind of useless. Possibly. Yeah. I feel like it would have seen some amount of play.
Useless, but you know.
Jackabolin is a common reprint. That's pretty decent. Is this a new card? I've never read this card before. Neither player can target face-up spell traps you control with card effects, but you have to normal summon it, so it's... Well, you can special summon it, but it doesn't have an... Like, it's not got a good stat line. This is, like, a worse... I don't like this card. This card is in your hand, target one.
I knocked him a little less.
Let's summon this card. Target one, banish it, and if you do, add this card to your hand. This is so weird. Why would you ever play this? Okay, so there's a bunch of pack filler trash in here. Oh, Squeak Knight. Okay, okay. I saw this. Wait. It's DM? Yeah, fair. So, I saw this. There is a Squeak Knight reprint. But, if I remember correctly, there's no Sublime Knight reprint. It's just Squeak Knight. Am I right about that? Did Ignite play Squeak Knights? Squeak Knight. They did play Squeak Knight because they played it. Well, recently they played it. They played it with Sublime Knight. Other than that, it works in Ignites just because, you know, it's a fire warrior and it's a tuner. Or it can become a level 1 tuner, so it's pretty decent. How you doing, Nesbit? Nice to see everyone who's come to see me as I come back. Let's see. Wind Pegasus, Light Dragon, Dark Templar. So these didn't... These three didn't really need reprints. The ones up here did, except for Doyon. Picari and Achichi were both cards that needed reprints. Cross Sheep kind of needed a reprint, I'll give it that. Is this a rarity bump or... Yeah, I feel like this is a rarity bump because rare cards don't exist anymore. Gravity Controller rarity bump. That works. Mainly because Gravity Controller was like a common, right?
Yeah.
There's an Ultra Cross Sheep too, by the way. Oh, there is. Rare. Oh, wait, isn't that in like a...
Now a prismatic.
Isn't the Ultra Rare in like a fucking...
It was in the Battles of Legend, if I recall.
Oh, it was in Battles of Legend? I thought it was in a... I thought it was in... What's it called? OTS pack.
No, I think it was a Battles of Legend, if I recall. I might be wrong.
They wasted so many slots on cards that we already have reprints for. Why are we getting all of these Ignister card reprints?
The best 10 we've gotten to date.
No, the best 10 we've gotten to date is probably the 2019 Megatin.
Nah.
Kuji Kitty Curse. You know what's funny is, the deck that you would expect to play Kuji Kitty Curse doesn't play Kuji Kitty Curse. Eyeshadow, Mutually Affirmed Destruction. There are so many bad reprints in this set. Which deck is that?
Okay, but question.
What's it?
What's the speed boost?
Fucking, I'm trying to remember the name of the deck.
No, like, that ass I've played, like,
God damn it, I can't remember. Hold up, give me 10 seconds. Generator.
Friends haven't been
Generator
playing
does
games
not
for
play
them.
that card. And it was like made for Generator. It came out in the same set they did. There's so many bad reprints here. 9 Lives Cat. This is a Generator card. Wait, another reprint of Pascalis? This card is already a common, by the way. Excuse me, what moron doesn't play Kujikiri Curse in Generator? One that's playing the deck correctly. What do you mean? They cut that card ages ago. It was already a one of, and they cut it ages ago.
It's not a bad card though. It's just not got much use yet.
Yeah, Generator cut Kujikiri Curse a long time ago.
But it's kind of like
It's still seeing play though. It doesn't need to.
Kujikiri Curse is just one of those cards that
It's just unnecessary. Nice to see you, Gomi. Kujikiri's unnecessary because you have Pot of Extravagance, and that's all you really need. I have never seen someone play it. I ordered 4 of these tins. I'm excited.
I ordered 3 cases.
Kotaku Inverted. I feel like we've gotten a reprint of this card before.
We have.
Lingaribo. I feel like we've gotten a reprint of this card before as well.
No, Lingaribo's got 1.
Isn't it like 10 cents though or something?
It's like 5 or 10, so it's not a bad reprint.
Yeah. Armory Call's nice because we only have 1 of it, but it's a bad card that's cheap, so... Why this random Pascalis one? Xseed as a common reprint when Xseed was already a common.
No, if I recall, Xseed actually got a rarity bump. That might just have it listed incorrect, if I recall it was Ultra, but I might be wrong.
I'm looking at on DB Yu-Gi-Oh! And they use the official card picture, and it's a common.
If I recall, it's listed as being
Peril Xseed is a Platinum Secret Cupcake. Well, the card picture they have it here on the Megatin is a common.
They also use
can link it away.
The original
Remember, there's an unsealed product market. Yeah, fair.
If they don't have a good quality image.
Lingaribo is good for my Dino deck, lol. I didn't know about this card. I can link it away, unlike Secure Gardener. Yeah, Lingaribo would be good. Lingaribo would be good because, even, beyond being able to link it away, you can also use it as a trap negate. Xseed is a beast in salads. Now you can get, Plat Secrets. A random Goki card. A couple random Goki cards. We got another Marinsas card. These are cards that have been reprinted already before. Noctovision Dragon. I suppose Dragon Link is still playing Noctovision, so that's something. The Deep Seas, of which I think only Deep Sea Minstrel sees play. Crimson Resonator is a welcome reprint, I suppose. Noctovision wasn't needed. It's literally in a structure deck. I did not know it's literally in a structure deck. Shark reprints. I don't think the shark cards are particularly expensive. The Garisu reprint is definitely welcome for anybody who wants to play Mech Knight. Because I think this card, Mech Knight or Orcus, because I believe Garisu was like...
It was a secret.
Fucking... I feel like it was fucking 40 to 50
Nope,
at
30.
a point.
It's at 30.
It was at 60
When
at a
it
point.
first came out, but for like many months.
Why do we have the 90th reprint? Girisu's an Ultra now. I hope the price drops hard so I can get 3. It probably will. Why do we have the 90th reprint of Beast King Barbaros?
I got fucking hooked by a pig with a Mercy up his ass.
Okay. Let's
Mercy won't
see.
leave the pig, so he's gonna be a pain.
Trias Hierarchica is an interesting reprint considering it's currently seeing use with a lot of cards, actually. The most specific of which being the Herald card. What's it called? Herald of Diviner of the Heralds. In a number of decks, just to I forget exactly. I think it's just to trigger the effect of it's just to trigger the effect of Diviner for a for like a level 1 fairy tuner to get a level 10 synchro out on the field. So that's a thing that's really cool. There are other things to do with it too. Just like being able to trigger the effect of the grave effect of Herald, or like off of one card is very nice. Union Driver. Union Driver, huh? Okay, I guess it's fine. Yeah, I guess it's fine. It's like, I feel like the use of Union Driver is kinda hampered by the fact that one of the play enablers for Unions has been banned. The use of Unions is hampered. It is. I mean, Union Driver is nice. Having it slightly cheaper is nice. But I feel like Union Driver wasn't that expensive to begin with. So, I don't know. Malice, Lady of Lament. I'll be honest, Malice is a one-of in lair decks at best. So,
It wouldn't be bad if it weren't for the fact layers are already naturally bricks.
No, it would still be bad if it wasn't for that. Because Malice requires you tribute 2 monsters, and Lair of Darkness only lets you cheat the cost of 1, so you will neg off of Malice.
Yeah, but it's not too bad of a card, it's just that the deck's already too bricky to be able to sacrifice that extra card.
The problem with Malice is that she targets a card that is a normal trap that is in your banished pile or graveyard, which is not something that Lair wants to be worrying about at almost any point in the game.
Yeah, but she could clutch up some games. I'm not saying she's a good card, just not really
like I said, she's a one-of at best.
Yeah, she's just not a bad card, but she's not a good card either, because the cost combined with
Mourner is bad.
Eh,
I want them
better with crossout probably, just because of the fact that it'll be less run. So depending on how high crossout impacts the game, you're gonna want to run lesser used hand traps possibly.
I am not sure that you would want to run Mourner. Mourner is a trigger effect instead of a quick effect. So Mourner is on special summon of a monster rather than a quick effect. If it was a quick effect, Mourner would be better. Instead, it's a trigger, so you have to activate it in response to the summon, which means that it can be negated and your opponent still gets to get the effect off if it has an on summon effect. Mourner's just kind of all around not a great card. You need 3 copies of Mourner for your collection. Gotcha. The Animadorned Archosaur reprint. Yeah, this is deserved. This card shouldn't be $60, and hopefully it'll get knocked down a peg or 2. Also, you don't see Lightning Storm or Infinite Impermanence in this, right? Looks like the naysayers about the structure deck might have been wrong.
Well, Lightning Storm already got its fucking reprint.
Weren't we due for 2 Lightning Storm reprints this year? Because the OCG got 2. They got a common out of a structure deck, and
TCG is more money hungry.
Keep in mind that we might still get the reprint.
Well, let me also point out, on release, they got like 5 access codes in one set. So that you could get it on a budget or max rarity at We still have yet to get a single access reprint.
So, Magical Hound.
So that kind of gives away that it's possible, but the TCG is a little more money hungry than
maybe.
the OCG. You know?
Okay, I think Shul was...
They prefer short prints, like the OCG.
So, wait, so here's my issue here. We see Dragon Maid Shul, but we don't see House Dragon Maid. House Dragon Maid is the expensive card. Can we please?
No, it's Chamber that's the expensive.
Sorry, Chamber. Yeah, sorry. We don't see Chamber.
Confirmed a reprint for gold, if I recall.
Yeah, but more reprints for Chamber would be nice because it's still going to be expensive after the gold reprint.
Yeah, but you know the TCG don't operate like that usually.
I'm sorry, how many printings do we have of Pankratops?
As I said, usually. And Pankratops got them over time.
No, it didn't. Pankratops got 12 reprints in 1 year.
If its first reprint didn't come out for a while, then they started reprint spamming it.
How's it going, Blade Runner?
Mind, the TCG is a lot more money crazy.
Ego 80s is nice. Let's see. Prima Donna is a extender that doesn't see play. Ravenous Crocodrake is good. I think it was due for a reprint. There's the Traptrix Xyz that everyone says is good that isn't. I get that it's generic, it's still bad. Just working on Traptrix support again. Interesting. Why would Eldritch be in the Megatin? Eldritch was in the last Megatin and the Gold series, wasn't it? And we've got an Eldritch.
No, it wasn't in the last Megatin. It was just in Gold.
It was just in Gold. And we've got a Gold series coming. So if Eldritch gets another reprint, it'll be in the Gold series.
It's also not expensive right now.
Who thought that it was gonna be just because it was gold colored? Alomarus is an ass one of. I hate having to run it. Oh my god, I know what you mean. So many people like simp for this fucking card. It's so not good. This Xyz is so bad. You run it because you essentially have to. It's there is an okay deck. What is why are we getting the structure deck reprints in the in the tins? That's the interesting thing. We're not. We are getting the structure deck. Eldritch. Oh, is there an okay Eldritch deck? I'd say Synchro Eldritch is pretty decent right now.
Okay.
Thank you, Animal.
Zombie Lich is shuts down the meta, but it's not as consistent. Synchro Lich spams out big bosses, but dies easier to hand traps. You've got just Pure Lich, is probably the worst, but it's still playable. And then you've
Pure
got
Lich is not very playable at the moment.
People experiment with more specifically Invoke Dogmatica Lich.
Then there's stuff like Zoo Lich and fucking Zoo Lich and Orcus Lich, which are doing pretty decent right now.
It's just a question of which one counters the decks you play against most better. Because there's pretty much no bad variants of Eldritch.
There are bad variants of Eldritch.
Let me put it like this: there's not a lot that Eldritch doesn't go well with.
Prank Eldritch exists.
It's actually not too bad.
It's pretty bad.
The worst of them.
You have a good time? Yeah, I had a good time. Yeah, let's talk about the new DM support in V-Jump. Amazement Eldritch. Amazement Eldritch is a bad idea. You banish your own traps. And yeah, I had a good time, Larvae.
Yeah,
Bubble Reef did not need a reprint. I feel like this card's gotten a reprint before already.
Because they kind of contradict each other.
The Charmers didn't need reprints either. Good, that is all. Not staying too much today. Welcome back and good night. Well, thank you. Good night, Larvae.
I can't stall against 6 of them for more than a couple
Burning
seconds.
Draw, Link Burst, Deep Sea Aria. I suppose Deep Sea Aria is like a fine reprint. It's better than all the other Deep Sea cards that we got reprints for. Torpedo takedown, heavy forward. I think heavy forward actually needed a reprint, if I remember correctly. More Witchcrafter reprints. I feel like we've gotten these before. Fusion deployment. This might actually be one of the first times Fusion deployment has gotten a reprint. Let's see. Flourish, Frolic. Okay. The bad Ignister trap card. All right.
You're talking
Red Rain.
You're talking the Floodgate one. IQ is probably the better of the trap cards.
Once per turn during your standby phase, tribute 1 link monster or destroy this card. Each player can only link summon monsters once per turn. Yeah, this is pretty bad.
That's not great, but it's
Patronus. All right, so we get the good Witchcrafter trap card.
But it's a good one of its side just because it's a searchable floodgate for
Titano Cider.
You know what I mean?
Gravedigger's Chapel. Yeah, fair.
If it weren't searchable, it would be a lot worse, though. You know?
Gravedigger's Trap Hole is a welcome reprint, actually. That card's still $20. And it gives a cheaper way for rank 4 decks, if it gets reprinted, a cheap way for rank 4 decks to play through Nib. I've never heard of this card. Oh, what was that? Thank you for the resub, dear.
5
nice
months
to see
no
ya.
BL.
Let's see. Gusari. Yeah, they really just reprinted all of the Ad Ignister cards. I mean, that's fine. Metal Crunch was necessary. We legitimately just got Musashi. Did it need to get reprinted? Did we really need the Gaia stuff? The Gaia stuff. Like, who's playing Gaia? Barry! You didn't need to do that. Holy shit. Thanks for the gift subs, Barry. Subs for the sub. Okay. Welcome back. Thank you, Barry. Fuck, I need to update. I need to get new badges for you guys. It's good to be back. It really is. And sit here and talk about Yu-Gi-Oh and stuff. Okay, here's the shit that I was expected for. Okay, hold up. Thank you for the subs to Joey, Gomi, the 13th Hero. That's a cool name, actually. That's a pretty cool name. Winged Werewolf and Luffy. We're gonna go with Luffy on that one. Here's the stuff that I was waiting for. The Dogmatica reprints. They could have boiled the Dogmatica reprints down to literally just 3 cards. Ecclesia, Fleur-de-Lis, and Maximus, and we'd be fine. But they gave us Albaz and all the rest of them too, and I think Servant as well somewhere. Bacon Ace Luffy, that's cool. Alright, gotcha. Thank you, Blade. Thanks for the compliment, good sir. No problem, the 13th Hero. That's quite a good name. How was your trip? It was, I really enjoyed it. I can't wait for the next one. What about Alpha? I need my big lion. An Alpha reprint would have been nice. Is Alpha particularly expensive right now?
Actually, didn't he get reprinted?
The Infernobles are pretty decent. Melfi reprints. These cards were already cheap. I don't know if we needed them reprinted. The Dark Lords. You only run 2 of these. You run 1 or 2 Nurgle and 2 to 3 Indulged. How much do you feel Crossout will end up costing? It depends on how hard it's short printed. But if it follows trends, maybe like 50, 60. Unless it doesn't get reprinted like crazy. Or unless it gets unless it's like the least short printed card in the set. If every other tin, or if every other tin gets you a Crossout Designator, it'd be really good.
Really.
What?
I don't really short print 10s.
Okay, so if it's not short printed and like every other tin gets you a crossout designator, yeah, it'll probably be pretty cheap.
It's a ratio of about, for all of the ultras, since you get one per pack, it's rough,
Yeah.
and there's like 60 of them.
Mm-hmm.
It's a ratio of like 1.8, if I recall, per case.
1.8 per case.
So
yeah, that's not bad.
That's for each ultra, not just for crossout.
Yeah, that's not bad. I'm still hovering around 50 or 60, just for the initial price, but it might settle down to like 20, 30.
Its initial price is 120.
That's too high.
Yeah, it's not gonna stay at that.
Tiki Lane the Ash Dragon.
Although I'll
We
be
didn't need
glad
this
if it
reprint.
does, because I've got 3 cases for $400. That's pretty much guaranteed profit.
Oh, yo, Rika Queen Strena. This will actually see play in the future. I think it's seeing play right now, but it will see play.
And a couple other decks.
Yeah, it's gonna see play more in the future as we get more like decks that can abuse it with tributing.
And more targets.
I feel like this card, yeah. Well, we've already got the target we need. Like was it Sacred Tree Beast is like really good. I'm thinking it will climb over quite fast since there will be 3 of. Yeah, since it'll be a 3 of. Yeah, fair. I mean, like, I kind of want it, honestly, because, like, it would help my Salamangreat deck play through Nibiru. It'd make it, like, a decent side deck card. Even main deck, really. But I'm running, like... Oh, yeah, there's the Nadir Servant reprint. That's good. As long as they don't, like, super short print Ecclesia and Nadir, we might actually see, Dogmatica be, like, a somewhat playable deck. Probably between 30 to 40, that's where it'll stagger. Yeah, I can believe that. That's hilarious. I'm working on plants right now. Plants are pretty good. Let's see. Is there anything? Okay, so Drill Driver Vesminato, that's cool. The Chaos Ruler, the Chaotic Magical Dragon, is an important reprint for a lot of decks. Because it's a really, really fucking busted card. This is the thing that is keeping Dragon Link extremely expensive. So Dragon Link getting this card at a cheaper cost, that'll definitely help the deck be a bit more affordable. Dragon Link wasn't super expensive before this card, but when it started running this card really heavily, it became extremely expensive. So definitely watch out for this card, because it's a one of, and it's really good in a lot of decks. Let's see. Yeah, true. We've got the Infernal Arms. They really reprinted a lot of archetypes that are good-ish to your decks. Ada Friends. Fucking Ada Friends. You've got to be kidding me. Of all the Ada spells to reprint, you reprint Ada Friends. I have a problem with this.
So much at a time. I'm sorry.
Talent, let's go. Yep, all the idiots that said Triple Tactics Talent would get banned. Well, get fucked, I guess. all of the Reddit dumbasses that were saying Triple Tac needs a ban. Get fucked. It's in the Megatin. It's not getting banned. I still think that's the funniest thing that Reddit has clamored for was a Tac ban. Like, Tac, really? The card that's not even being side decked right now is gonna get banned? Why would Tax need a ban? Because it can out Dragoon. That was the excuse. Because Tac can out Dragoon, people wanted it to get banned. That is legit the reason. Just make Dragoon harder to make. Vert Anaconda. Yeah, fair. I feel like Vert is the card that needs a ban. Yeah, I just feel like Vert is the card that needs to get hit. No researcher for my hot. Wait a moment. Fury of Kyryu Shin. That is a rarity bump for a common card. Blizzard is a card I considered actually picking up because it's not bad. I feel like it's slept on by a lot of people.
It's one of those cards. It's another one of those cards that it's not if it's good, it's when it's good.
Yeah. I feel like this is a rarity bump on Punishment because I feel like Punishment was like a fucking 1-of or something. Also, reprint of Albaz doesn't matter that much, but we did get it. So reprint of Fallon of Albaz.
$80 card right now.
What?
Albaz is like an $80 card now because of the structure deck hype.
I was gonna say it doesn't matter because we're gonna get a reprint of Albaz in the structure deck.
If we get
so.
the structure deck instead of getting it in separate packs, people are expecting.
Oh, true, yeah.
People are expecting they're gonna do like what they did on some of the previous structure decks and just break it into a pack because Konami and Co-Money. TCG's.
I don't think they're gonna do it with that set, with that one, but I could see it happening, yeah.
So that's why there's like buyouts on Albaz stuff non-stop.
Melfi Playhouse. This is the Melfi trap that doesn't see play.
Man. I can only out-heal so much.
Dark Lord Uprising. The Dark Lord fusion spell that doesn't see play. Shaddoll Schism. I will be picking up my 1 or 2 copies of Schism probably from this Megatin. Schism's already not an extremely expensive card. This should knock Schism down a little bit more. To the point of Shaddolls being like an affordable... To the point of Shaddolls being like a rather affordable, roguish, tier 2-ish deck, somewhere between the two. Schism was like a one-of that you really wanted for a lot of different variants of Shaddol that is a little bit pricey, but now if it's getting a reprint, Schism should be a relatively, like, affordable price now, right? Like, it was like a $20 or $30 one-of. Now it should be like a $15, maybe $16 or $17 one-of, which is really affordable for a rather cheap deck. They also reprinted the rest of the Shaddol structure deck stuff in here. IDP reprint. That should be good. Tidying reprint too. That's a card that's relevant right now in Dragon Link, so... I mean, that's a thing. Tidying is relevant for Dragon Link reasons. I think Tidying was already relatively cheap. But if you don't have your Tidyings and you want to play Dragon Link, I don't think that the Tidying package is getting hit anytime soon. And it represents your, like, best first turn play should you get hand-trapped. So I'd definitely pick it up if I were you. Odd Eyes Revolution Dragon. This is nice. I feel like this card was actually already rather cheap. The Wind Channeler is nice to see a rarity bump of because this card was short printed. This card was an ultra rare that was short printed to fucking hell and back in the set it came out in.
But it was dirt cheap.
It was dirt cheap, yeah, but there's not many copies of this card. No. Stella Glare, the Luminous Lunar Dragon. We see a random Monarch card appear. Alright.
Which one?
The Stella Glare, the Luminous Lunar Dragon. It's a, like, option for Monarchs. Speedroid Rock and Roll and Card Turbo as we prepare for the Speedroid Legacy of the Duelist, or Legendary Duelist set. That introduces a bunch of good main deck synchro cards, Speedroid cards, and an extra deck monster that Speedroids, a bunch of extra deck monsters that the Speedroids will never play, sans the level 3 tuner monster that is actually fucking busted. Link Bell, we don't need Link Bell. Super Heavy Samurai Scarecrow. I believe this is the first time this card is getting reprinted, but I could be wrong. Raider's Wing is definitely a card that deserves a reprint, along with Torrent Scale. These two cards are really good, and Torrent Scale is rather expensive, so being able to see it back, that's pretty nice. Let's see. Tri-Brigade Nerval is a pretty decent one. Yeah, these are fine. Seeing the Tri-Brigades back is good. The most expensive card in Tri-Brigade was Fractal, if I remember correctly. So seeing a reprint on that is pretty decent. No kit so far. Sad.
Fractal's actually pretty cheap now, though.
Wasn't Fractal 17?
It was like
copy?
30 for a bit, and then it dropped to like 5 for a bit. Because people weren't buying it as much anymore because they already had their sets.
Yeah, true. I'd hold on the Fractal, though, because we don't know if Fractal's going to get hit or not.
Yeah, the thing with the Megatin is it's hard
I'm also
to
picking
say
up
what,
Nerval and
because
Karas. They're ultra rare now.
Date
That's
was,
nice.
Right after the
I think I have all my Nervals and Karases. But again, we don't know how hard Tri-Brigade is going to get hit, so I would wait on picking up any of these if you're buying one-ofs or if you're buying the tins for this specific reason. Because, you know, that ban list is pretty soon. And,
it's probably going to be, like, around the time the 10's first wave go out.
Yeah.
By the way, the allocation sucks, but the seller I bought from confirmed I'm probably in the first wave.
Let's see. Virtual Worlds. Lulu, Lau Lau, Gigi, and Lily.
Yeah,
so the good Virtual Worlds all got reprinted in this set. Quite nice. Seems like they're all the same rarity except for Lulu. Revolt becomes a Platinum Secret. Wasn't Revolt a common?
Not Platinum Secrets.
Wasn't Revolt a common?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So it gets a rarity bump. That is if the card, you know, doesn't get limited. Which I feel like that's the appropriate hit. Let's see. Awakening of the Possessed Gigabyte and Rasenryu. I'll be honest, these are the bad Awakening of the Possessed cards. You probably won't run these. Which is very odd that these are the ones getting reprinted. Also, an Alpha King of the Master of Beasts reprint. Quite nice. This guy just came out. It's interesting to see him getting a reprint. Rock Band Zenegatar is cool if they ever give us back Block Dragon, which they won't, so it's not good. Brigand the Glory Dragon. That's an interesting reprint. Tri-Brigade doesn't play this card, so it's interesting.
Whoever finished off the guy with the hammer.
Shen is nice. Shen was already cheap, and this looks to be a rarity bump of Shen, which would be nice.
I'm fast as fuck, because I gotta walk back from all the way over here.
Let's see. Infernity Doom Archfiend also just came out, and this would be a really cool way to, like, put hype for getting, possibly getting your boy, Nope, yeah. Shen becomes a super rare.
Here, guys. I'm
Gotcha. This would be a really cool way to build hype for, you know, like, Infernity by, like, giving us Archfiend back to 3, you know. Because what the fuck would you do with 3 extra copies of Archfiend? I honestly think you'd only play Archfiend at 2 in the deck. Because you have so many ways to see Archfiend now. That what's the point of running more than 2 of it? You know what I mean? I feel like... Yeah, I feel like...
He's dead, I'm guessing back
the more Archfiends you run beyond 2, so like running an extra copy of Archfiend would make Infernity a little bit less consistent than more consistent. With the ridiculous amount of ways you have to get to Archfiend nowadays. Or, Infernity, yeah, Archfiend. Penguin Brave. Moving on. Raiders Knight deserved a reprint, along with Ark Rebellion. I'll be honest here. These 2 cards definitely deserve to be here. The Virtual World Extra Deck cards. Well, Jaja doesn't deserve to be here, but FanFan does. Did we really reprint every Melfi monster? That's interesting. Divine Arsenal AA Zeus. Yeah, this deserved a reprint. It also deserves the limit that it's gonna get on the next ban. All of the Tri-Brigade Extra Deck monsters, alright, that's good. I believe the only one that really needed a reprint was Shurag the Ominous Omen. which had a bit of a price tag to it.
I was debating selling the shit that I've got that's got in reprint confirmed, but I decided it wasn't worth it because I could keep them.
Frigette and Rugal get bumped as well. Yes, I noticed. Geonato Transverser did not need a reprint, but I mean, it's fine that it got one. I'm not complaining. Phantom Knight's rank up force will is definitely accepted and appreciated. A reprint is nice. The bad Tri-Brigade spells get a reprint. Interesting. Dogmaticism. So this is the equipped spell. This is the bad equipped spell. Okay. Moving on. Kowloon. Okay, so literally all of Virtual World got a reprint in this set. That's quite nice. Virtual World is a steady deck. I honestly don't think it's getting hit on the next ban list. So this is a great place to pick up your Virtual World core if you want to. It should be rather cheap out of this, or knock down the price of the other copies of it.
I might actually play Virtual World just because it's actually interesting without it being VFD Turbo.
It is actually interesting without it being VFD Turbo, yeah. It's kind of an interesting lock that they've got going on.
Like, the VFD was funny, but it's also
charge into the dark, charge into a dark world. An interesting card that isn't necessarily very good. Just get the old stuff, Lulu and Shenshin, from the tin, and you're done. Yeah, true. Yeah, get the old stuff and then Lulu and Shenshin from the tin, and you're done. Don't forget your 3 copies of your 2 or 3 copies of whatchamacallit, Desires that you'll need for that deck. Either Desires or Prosperity, but I'd rather go Desires. Xyz's Import is certainly an interesting reprint. I suppose we needed a reprint of that.
Prosperities is more expensive, but better overall.
Debatable for Virtual World in particular.
Well, you're not risking banishing stuff that you need.
Yeah, but you run 3 of everything in Virtual World anyway.
And you're getting to pick the card. So
yeah,
in
true.
most cases, I'd say it's better because you get to pick the card out of the 6. But draw 2, it can be better depending on the situation.
I've seen people run 3 Desires, 1 Prosperity.
Yeah.
Okay, Jack in the Hand is an interesting one. I can't think of any decks that run Jack in the Hand, but it's good. Plus, it's a banish 10. Draw 2, so yeah. Well, you weren't going to see those 10 cards anyway, more than likely, if you needed to banish 10 to draw 2. Let's not forget banish 10, get ashed, sad face. Yeah, that's fair. Raiders Unbreakable Mind did not need a reprint. Raid Raptors Phantom Knight's Claw is okay, I suppose. A reprint doesn't hurt. Let's see. Tri-Brigade Revolt. A reprint doesn't hurt. Oath doesn't really see play anymore, but I suppose it's like in Bird Up it does. So I suppose a reprint doesn't hurt. But I feel like this is a common as well. Chuche definitely deserved a reprint. And a rarity bump if it got one. Oh, a trap card that lets you normal summon on your opponent's turn. Well, cool. Just reprint that one, just reprint Ultimate Offering. Why do we need this card?
Does it give you Ultimate Offering to spam the fuck out of it?
Ultimate Offering is bad, though, because it's a trap card.
Yeah.
And it says during your opponent's battle phase.
Yeah, but it's still a card they don't want to bring back.
You're not gonna do anything with Ultimate Offering.
Depending on the deck, some decks will.
But they're not gonna be too notable. Warning point.
Deals the fuck out of it, but other decks wouldn't even consider touching it.
I think 90% of decks wouldn't even consider touching it because it's a bad card. Warning point. When a monster is summoned this turn, that face-up monster cannot attack. Its effects are negated. Yeah, Warning Point's nice. Having another copy of Warning Point. I mean, I think Warning Point was already relatively cheap, but having another Warning point isn't terrible. 1 or 8, alright. Mahatma the Fairy Dragon, alright. Juju, yeah, we just got the entire Virtual World extra deck in main deck. We hit Researcher, Seeker, and Analyzer, along with the other ones. So the one that's really important here is Researcher. Because I believe everything else was relatively cheap, but Researcher was relatively expensive because it's completely generic. The rest of ADA is relatively cheap. Okay, so they reprinted both of the bad ADA spells and both of the bad ADA traps, but at least we got the good main deck plus the good spell card. Also, these traps are bad. Don't run them. Oh, the Drytrons. Interesting. Yeah, these are the good Drytron main deck cards, right? Yep. These are the good Drytron main decks. That's nice. I think this is just in preparation for the fact that Drytron is gonna have an archetypal partner now in Ursartic. And I don't believe the Ursartic cards are that far away.
I think I just got teabagged.
Cyberse Accelerator, yeah, that's fine. We've hit the Shadal cards, yep. Reshadal Wendy and Ariel are amazing. Apoc and Construct are great. Then we hit, for some reason, I feel like they just needed pack filler, so they threw in the, stuff from the structure deck, the, Phantom, the Sacred Beast structure deck.
They threw in a lot of structure.
Also, we've got True Light, Magician's Salvation, and Piercing the Darkness.
Structure deck cards.
Hey, Konami. Konami, look at me here. Where's the Ritual Monster? Where's the new Fusion spell? Where's the new Fusion Monster? Why do we only have one of the good cards? Of the good DM support that was supposed to come in this box, the only good card we got was Magician's Salvation.
I can't do anything with the monkey on me 24/7.
You're telling me that those were OCG exclusives? That's kind of annoying, not gonna lie. And of course at the end we have Crossout Designator. You know, if I'm honest, I would have been fine with Crossout never coming to the TCG. But now that it's here, everything will be fine. I think Crossout changes a little bit, but not enough. Like, I don't think control decks are not going to run Crossout, for the most part. Unless you're a control deck like Salamangreat, which is sort of a hybrid between control and combo, where they summon a bunch and end on a control board and, like, re-establish their board once it's been outed on the next turn and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, unless you're specifically Salamangreat, I mean, like, yeah, you're not doing much, with Crossout Designator. Maybe you'll run it for Ash Blossom, but at that point, running one card for one other card, it's kind of bad. Invoked is a control deck that runs Crossout. Yeah, but control. Yeah. But Invoked runs like 30 hand traps, and Invoked doesn't really need to run Crossout. It just runs it because it's funny. I think Invoked will certainly run it, but I don't know. Invoked doesn't die to Nibiru. It does die somewhat to Ash Blossom, but not unless they hit it. You've got to remember that the OCG runs
if
it.
you hash the Meltdown, they have the Alistair. If you hit the Alistair, they have the Invocation.
Yeah, I mean, like... Okay, so here's why Invoked won't run in the TCG. Invoked has 3 copies of Meltdown in the TCG. Remember this. It runs it in the OCG because I think they only have 1 or 2 copies of Meltdown. I think Designator is really bad. I don't know why they can't just give us 3 Called By. Called By is stronger than Designator.
It was also partly